Alright, episode 2. I'm gonna go ahead and look. So I think the next thing I have to do are Tinker's Tools. So Tinker's Tools, one thing that people never usually realize is that if you put all the tool stations close to each other in a certain way, you will get different, you can actually link them together and they will work together. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a little bit. Let me see, how do I make these again? At Tinker's. And that's one useful thing that I like about JEI is that you can just type in at and then the name of the mod and it will just give you all of the things from the mod. Like, look at this. Got some crazy item frames in here. I didn't even know about these. And yet now that I'm looking at the mod like this, I can see that Tinker's is what added these. But that's not what I'm looking for right now. Right now, I am looking for the tables. And there are lots of parts. Now, if you're not familiar with Tinkers, you can make parts out of various materials and put them all together into a tool. And each part has special powers. Like here, if I go ahead and look at this and I look at shift, this thing is an evil aura. And I am sorry, I have picked the wrong part because I don't know what that is. But many parts, let me see, cold-blooded and insatiable. Okay, baconlicious. I know what baconlicious is. Baconlicious means that you can eat the tool, but I don't think it's very useful for an arrowhead. Anyway, each different part of Tinker's has its own little special quality about it. It's got this special ability that you can use to do things. I'm going to need, alright, that looks pretty easy enough. Just put some sticks in there and some planks. Planks. Sticks are the most useful thing in all of Minecraft. So if I start, got a pattern chest, got a part builder. I've played Tinkers enough to know how to make some of these, and they almost always use stencil parts for the basic bits. And you can get all of these different styles depending on what you use, but for now I'm just using all basic wood. I kind of like having them all the same material so that they kind of work together, but you do whatever you want. If you want them all mixed up or weird or something, then feel free to do that. So let me see, I got the stencil table, I got the pattern chest, got part builder, and now this is the part where I won't have to look it up because I don't remember all those different things. Tool station and a part chest. So I suppose I am going to need a tool station. That's where this will come in handy because I can just look it up like this. And that's going to be a workbench. And another thing I forgot is that if you have Tinkers installed, they got this weird workbench that's a special Tinkers type. And that weird workbench is going to be very helpful because people, as I mentioned earlier, you put these all down in a certain order and they each have these, they work together. So I put my pattern chest here, and then I put my, let me see, what is it, the stencil table here, and then I put my part builder here, and I put my tool station here, and when you look, they have tabs. And I don't think people often realize that if you put them together in a certain way, you get these little tabs, and they are pretty helpful. And if you don't know much about Tinkers, Tinkers gives you these tools, various parts I mentioned before, but they basically use these patterns you get for tools, and I cannot use student rods for that, can I? Alright, well, luckily I have some wood to spare, which is like a first. But, if I wanted to, I could make a pickaxe right now. And I would need the head, stick, and a binding pattern. And wood is a very good material for a basic pickaxe for tinkers because wood is something that has renewable on it, or whatever it's called. I must have put these together in the wrong order because I'm not going to. Oh well. I can just take this part out. Put them into here, and I can have my own pickaxe. Now, if you do this, sometimes it will leave behind shards, so it's a good idea to just break this down so you don't have to worry about the extra material waste. Alright, now for the tool station, I'm just bringing up the pickaxe, and I have myself an ecological pickaxe. So ecological is the one that allows you to not have a tool break on you that easily. And that one will recover over time, which means all these hammers that I keep eating up to gather all this stone, I'm not going to need as many because this pickaxe, although it will take a while, this pickaxe will slowly regenerate. It's pretty nice. It's not the fastest thing ever, but it's not really going to be too quick here at the beginning. Hopefully when I get a better pickaxe, it's going to be much quicker. I think the problem with tinkers though is that if you try to make a tool part out of stone, sometimes it will give you a debuff, cheapskate. And that is something which I'm willing to deal with right now. But it can be a little bit, tiny bit frustrating. Because cheapskate decreases your tool's performance. However, I don't really care too much about that right now. I would like the extra speed right now. So I'm going to go ahead and improve that right now. Get a little bit quicker mining, extra mining power there. Alright. So I have my tinker station, and I need a part chest. And a part chest is not something I don't think a lot of people often make, because it's not the most important thing ever. However, it can still be kind of helpful if you accidentally make an extra piece or something. You can keep them in there, maybe if you just decide to make a tool out of that later. It can easily be made with blank patterns, and I am going to have to look up the rest, but I have a helpful tool to look that up. I will return when I know how to make this thing. Here it is. It looks like I need a chest, some sticks, some wood, and a blank pattern. And that one is just a tiny bit more complicated than the others, but still fairly simple. Watch as I fail to make it. Anyway, it is still fairly simple, and with a little bit of time, I have a part chest. Now, hopefully I don't need all these at the same time. I do not. Now, I forgot, this one has an extra material, or I was just reading. This one has an extra reward, Materials and You. Materials and You is a helpful little reference book of all the different things in Tinkers. It's got tool materials of all different kinds, and it explains all the different tools. It explains the various parts. Some of these you can't make with the wooden tool part things. You have to make an upgraded one with the better bits, but I can't do that right now. But at the moment, there are so many different things you can do with this that it's better to be leaving some of that for later. Got more resin upgrades. Eventually, I shall put those to good use. Right now, they are not very useful. Alright, next quest we have string. And it looks like I need some of those weird little wormy things that were dropping off those trees. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of those. I'm going to grow some trees, and I'll get back with you when I use it. Alright, maybe I don't have to leave. But when you use a silkworm on a block, it will start to convert it. And when you convert a silkworm, or when you use a silkworm to convert the leaves, they change and they give you string instead. And that is how we're going to get the string for this mod pack, at least in the very beginning. Eventually, there will be other methods to get string, like other methods. Perhaps those other methods will open themselves to us. We have cotton, got industrial hemp, we have various methods of spider and wool. And there we go. I was buying time. Now we have a tree, which I can crook to pieces. And I can grab string, and if you can see, each one of these gives a significant amount of string. However, I'm specifically looking for the ones that are done. Because the ones that are closest to being done are the ones that are going to give you the most string and materials. So you got a little bit of waiting to do here, but the rewards are pretty useful. Got lots of string. Going to probably use lots of string. I know it will, as I said, Untitled has a habit of taking a bunch of materials and using them in different ways. And string is one of those materials that you have to use a lot of for X nihilo. Because X nihilo, I'm going to guess that's probably going to be the next. Yeah, the mesh. Looks like I'm going to need the sieve first. So the sieve and mesh. The sieve and mesh are two useful things in X nihilo. Let me see what I want to do. I'm going to need a sieve. Sieve. I do not know how to spell sieve. I'm not going to spell sieve correctly. I really, there, sieve. It is not Steve, it is a sieve. I am going to receive a sieve very soon. And I, once again, have problems managing my wood. But I have wood now. I have been successful because I realized I have just enough materials to make the sieve. Alright, so the sieve is going to be a big part of this mod pack because sieves are useful for getting materials. I'm going to need the mesh for it. So if I look at this, the mesh, it should have all sorts of different materials that you can get from this. It's going to have different saplings, apparently ender stuff, prismarine. We're going to get our ores from it. We're going to get more nether. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I'm back. I have created my silk mesh and placed it upon the sieve. Now, if I cut out there for a little bit, I get all kinds of materials from this thing, if I remember correctly. Because X nihilo has a habit of doing that. Ooh, I got a little bit of coal. However, I should probably check to see what the quests want. Because the quests... looks like the quests aren't very specific here. They want me to make the flint. However, some of this is the part where you start going off of what the quest pack wants. Because the quest pack tells you some of these things you're going to need, but it doesn't always tell you what you're going to use them for. Now that I've got this iron, I can go ahead and start getting materials. And first, punji sticks. I am going to start checking to see what's in these. Now, punji sticks are spikes that you place down. They're useful for attacking various mobs. They can defend you. Oh, I had no idea that was in here. Chance cubes. I don't know about these things. They are super ridiculously dangerous. They can give you great rewards or they can completely wreck everything. I am probably not going to open these anytime soon because I do not have that much space. I might have to create a special chance cube chamber just for opening them. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and gather this wood, set up another tree, and I'm going to see what the next quest is. I'm back. So it looks like I need an oak crucible. Now an oak crucible is going to be a cauldron of sorts. It's going to be something where you can get water from, if I remember correctly. Not enough wood. Well, I shall return. Alright, I'm back. I have an oak crucible. Alright, this thing is pretty good. But before I go into that, I'm going to need to light up this place. So I'm going to use my single coal to get me some more torches. That is much better. Now I have a proper little base going. You can actually see a lot better now. So the crucible, if I remember correctly, you can place things in it and it will slowly decompress, or it'll slowly change them into various materials. Now, if I check the crucible recipes here, it looks like I can mostly get water from various plants and things. Water, water, and water. Now that's going to be pretty helpful if I'm going to create a farm. However, right now, this thing's going very slow. So it's going to take a while. I'm going to be filling it every so often so I can get that water. But lo and behold, I have no way to get the water out, which is why I'm going to need a bucket. That's probably going to be the next thing that I'm going to do. Ooh. But in order to do that, I'm going to need a lot more gravel because I'm going to need some iron. And if you ever stuck on one of these things, feel free to check it out. So let me see. Got some iron. Well, I have to get that from various types of ore here. Get them from iron pieces, and that's what I need those meshes for. Now, if you remember, various things can be gotten here. Various tiers have a higher chance. So if I get the flint one, I get a higher chance of iron. And an iron one, even more. However, if you look, something's missing from this. There's no flint. Some of these are an upgrade. Some of these change things. That's going to be where we're going to have to be careful. So you might want to keep an extra copy of this string mesh. Alright, I'm back. Now that I've got some gravel, I can go ahead and start sieving. So the big thing about gravel is you're going to have to trade a lot of this stuff to get very few materials. So, you know what? I think I might cut it here. Next time, I might have a whole bunch of sieving done. And hopefully then, uh, I can make some iron. That's going to help get us a lot of different things. And then we can get this water and we can start getting a farm up. However you get seeds. That's going to be another thing. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'm going to go ahead and sieve a little bit off camera. I'll probably see you the next time. I don't know when, but goodbye.